Hello everybody and welcome back to Elm Creek. I'm Craigerboy, I hope you're doing well today. So normally I start off by explaining a few little bits, but I think this one's going to need a little bit more explaining. So you join me in August, 23 minutes past 12. I froze time because there's a little bit of an issue. So basically what you're seeing now should be episode 15, but it's episode 14. Now I need to explain a few things that have gone on, because what was or should have been episode 14 decided it wanted to fail on the wrapping up of the recording. So at the end of the recording, ending the process, stopping everything, saving it, just decided it wanted to corrupt the recording. So technically episode 14 doesn't exist, but I need to explain because in that episode, I did some yard work, a few things changed, spent more money, you know, the usual. But you're going to see quite a jump from episode 13 to now. So I just didn't want you sort of playing this and thinking, hang on a minute, you're going to feel like you've missed one. But technically you have missed one, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about trying to fix that. So I'm using this episode to try and explain to you and start off with a bit of a talk and a bit of a show round of what's gone on and what's happened. So I did a few little bits, wanted to tweak and do a few little bits to the yard. And in the previous episode, you would have heard me talk about them two fields that I was interested in, but there was nothing in them. I want to wait till something appears in them. And we did the harvesting, so no more harvesting's been done. Nothing else is ready yet. But a few things have changed. So if I just sort of speed up a little bit. So I've managed to go in here. Oh, not round the back. I've managed to get all 360 chickens in here. So we're a little bit short because of money. But like I said, due to some yard work, I might have gone to the bank again. And I might have asked the bank for just a little bit more money. We might be up to 3.2 million now. I know. You're probably thinking, Jesus Christ, Krieger boy, your goal was trying to get to episode 40 and be 2.5 million profit, and I'm 3.2 million negative at the minute. So yeah, it's going to be a tall order. But in my head, all this debt is going to help because we've now got a full batch of chickens. So eggs are going to be flying off the shelf. Well, I'm hoping anyway. Yes, it could go wrong. I'm not saying that I'm an expert at this. Things could go wrong. I've never taken this much money from the bank before. So who knows what's going to happen. But I'm feeling positive that we're going to do well and we're going to be okay. So just watch this space. We will get there. And all this money's going into the farm to make us money. Not like I'm just wasting it on, glitz and glamour, things looking nice and posh tractors and all this, and it's not really going to make us any money. We've got a posh tractor. It's powerful. It'll pull anything. We've got a good combine. I'm spending it on wise things. And obviously we need all the chickens. We need all the eggs. And they're not doing too bad. Walked into the post. They're not doing too bad at the minute. Look at this. You see? 1,400 pieces. And this one, 866. So we're doing all right. Now, I have also noticed that there seems to be a bit of an issue with, I think I said in the previous episode. Now, I'm going to get a bit confused there because I've already technically done an episode, but I'm talking about the one before, which you've seen, which will be episode 13. I was talking in there about how things don't seem to be distributing from places. So the butter, I've set it to distribute over and it should go to the donut factory, it should go to the bakery. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. It's not going anywhere. Now, I don't know if that's something like a mod I've got installed, which is causing a glitch, and it's just not working. I don't know if it's an update that's been done by Giants that suddenly broke it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't explain why, but they're not distributing anymore. So what I'm having to do is I'm having to take things away like is in pallet form on our auto load curtain side of trailer. And I did say in the previous episode, in the one that you've seen, that I wanted to find some way of doing like pallet storage because we've got a lot of pallets, and a lot of them I need to sort of stock up, like the honey, ready for when eventually we can afford and we can get to the cereal place. Obviously, we've still got to do grapes, so we need grapevines and all that, so there's a lot of work in that, but the honey can stack up somewhere. And I've just noticed this is actually, the wheat's actually ready. Oh, look at this. Beautiful wheat. Hopefully it'll look good for you as well watching it on YouTube, but it's yeah, very high quality and 165 frames a second here, so that looks awesome. So we've got these two fields here that are ready to go. But I'm just going to go through now, and you know, I know I've been rambling on for a little bit, but I'm just going to go through and explain to you things what have happened. Let's go around this way. Bit of fast walking. So there might be something here and here. Can you spot anything different? You know, anything what looks different? Yep, that's a cow food mixer. You're probably thinking, you got cows? Not quite yet, but I have got cow pasture. So we're nearly there, just haven't got cows because that was going to be done in technically this episode, what would have been 15, after we did all the work on them. But this one, we're going to be a little bit behind now because of the last episode that's missing or failed. We don't have. So yes, I have got a food mixer, hence why the bank balance is 3.2 million now. It's just going up. It's pretty good, that is. It's a fair size, and it little conveyor belt comes out here. I can't. Oh, I can't. Oh, I don't want to get stuck in there. Ooh, with them. Yep, triple blades on that bad boy. So, and I've just noticed. Oh, it comes out both sides as well. I've not actually used this yet, but we will get to play with that. And obviously, everything's in loose at the minute. So silage. The silage also in the failed recording got transferred from the fermenter. The hay got transferred from the fermenter, and they all ended up in here. So we've got the barley, which you should have seen on the previous episode. Silage has all been transferred here, and hay, and obviously straw as well, which we picked up, which is a lot. So these are things that obviously we need for the TMR for the cows. Now, I need to check. I think it's hay. I'm not sure. It might be grass. But we technically sorted that out in the episode that you've not seen and not going to see. I will explain. So if we just going to whiz through over here. Little things have sort of changed. I moved that. And you're thinking, wait a minute. There was a curtain cider there. Where's the curtain cider gone? Well, this is the big improvements. I said I wanted a pallet warehouse. And yeah, things got a bit carried away. So the field to my left, this one just over here, it's not there anymore. It's been concreted, and a pallet warehouse has been put in place, and maybe a solar-powered big shed for all me trailers, and the trailer with the big arms. And I must admit, it looks pretty fine. And it's fenced in as well. So, yeah, been busy. It was a busy episode. And I'm really annoyed that it's not here to actually show you the process of it. But let's go and have a look, shall we? Look at this. Oh, what a beauty. So this is where we had that little field, which I'm sure you can remember. But instead, we've now got like a big yard. And obviously you can remember, that was the fermenter was here. I'm quite impressed, actually, how it turned out. It's pretty smooth. There's no issues. Might be the odd like lump and bump in certain places, but nothing too drastic. Maybe just a little bit rough here, but it's because the beehives are here. But this is the pallet warehouse as well. And let's just have a quick look before we look into that. Oh, we've got a big spotlight as well, because if it does go dark, we need some light. Put a few plants in. Oh, I got a bit carried away with them after the recording, and it's kind of, I did them bits after the recording, then found out that the actual file, the save file, was corrupt and couldn't open it, couldn't do anything with it. So that was a bit annoying. Put this in as well just because it's I got like a decoration pack, and I just thought it looked a bit nice to sort of blank out any gaps in there, and then decided to put this fence in. Again, got a new decoration pack. just because it's a bit of a slope down here, which you can imagine I had to level all this out. It had to be flat for all this, you know, the warehouse and this little like trailer park sort of area to go on. So it was a bit of a step down for the field. Not too bad. Let's just jump it. You can see like the height difference here, you see. So I didn't want it just looking like plain and, you know, just leaving it like that. And I just thought a little fence like this will look quite nice. And yeah, it just basically stops at the end here. You know, we could go to the lengths of like going along here and putting a proper gate in and stuff, but you've seen some of the size equipment we've got. It's just not worth it. I think it looks pretty nice. It finishes it off well. This is solar powered as well. You can see on the roof. So that gives us £480 a month, which is quite nice. It's money coming in. You see, I'm already thinking we're already starting to rake in some some money. But yeah, it's just everything's gone in here. So it looks pretty good. This is obviously still full. Oh, walked into it. This is still full. I'm on speed walking, so it doesn't take much on the controller to move it really fast. Everything's in here then. Nothing's been put into the warehouse as of yet. Everything's still in here from what we collected on the previous episode. I thought I'm going to, you know, go through with you on that one and we'll put it all in. You should technically just be able to drive up here because I did test this. I did just randomly drop a pallet here and it did go in. So it should just pick it straight up off the trailer. If we're going to have a quick look in here and we'll open this up. Basically, this is a massive storage for everything. So you can see here, we've got an option at the bottom now, which is pallet storage and logistics warehouse. So everything you can see on here will go in: eggs, wool, flour, bread, cakes. I'm not going to go through the whole lot. You can see them all here. Furniture, planks, the lot. And if you go down to the bottom here, you'll see the outgoing products. So again, you can store them, you can distribute them, which it doesn't seem to be working for me. I don't know why, but it's not working for me at the minute. It doesn't seem to send it anywhere. So we're just going to store them all. And what you can do is you can just see at the bottom of the screen, press X to spawn items, and it means you can then basically this side the pallets appear like that sort of thing, but it will appear here, so we can then just sort of bring out if we think, oh, you know what, this month's great for sunflower. All right, let's go in here, let's just empty all the sunflower if we want, and we pick it up in our trailer, drive by, pick it up and go sell it. So that's why I wanted the pallet warehouse, so we can keep things separate. In a minute, if you remember on the last episode, trailer's just got a right mixed collection of everything on here. I don't know, can we look in? Can we? No, it's not gonna. No, I can't get in. I can't open it either. But we've got everything: honey, strawberries, butter, cheese. I think what else we've got on here. There's a lot of different things on here. So trying to sell it, if you just want to sell like sunflower. Oh, sunflower's on here as well. If you want to just sell sunflower, you're gonna have an issue. It's gonna start taking in other things what you might not want to sell. So having the warehouse should be pretty good. So let's just carry on, because I'm noticing that it's already 14 minutes into this recording and I've just been speaking. So if we're going to have a quick whiz over here, a few things have changed over here as well. So I will show you this first, just so you can see. So over here, you know, I was talking about these two fields here, 56 and 57. I said that I was really interested in them. Wasn't going to bother too much with 55 and 52 because they're small, and you know we've already got, you know, a bundle of smaller fields. We want some big boys like this so we can you know, get a nice amount off them. Well, in that episode that failed, I did get these because as we were going through time, this ended up with sunflower, not sunflower, my apologies. It ended up with canola in it, and that ended up with grass. So it was like, I mean, canola, we've got the factory, put it straight in, we'll get canola oil or rapeseed oil. It's just like it's made for us. And grass, obviously, you know, I was telling you about cows. Well, we needed a field of grass, and you might have heard in previous episodes I was on about this bad boy down here, but that's just one big field of grass. Here, for the same amount of money, we've got two. And we can obviously do bits with it. You can extend it. We could join these together at one point if we need to. But I just can't believe it appeared with canola in and grass. Two things that we can actually do something with. So I was happy with that. And yeah, obviously I bought them. Hence why the bank balance is, well, the bank balance is low, but the loan is through the roof. And you might spot these here. Now, I'll be honest, this was a mistake. It was an accident, actually. I was recording this, and then I was having a look at the cow pastures. And I'll show you here if we can find them in here in construction. Go along to animals and cows. I was looking at these, and obviously there's so many different ones. You can go for some right big beasties like this, which is £722,000. And it has in it a feeder. I can't actually show you any lower, but you can just see top corner there, like the silo. It has its own like feeder built in it and everything. It's a proper beast of a cow pasture. But I can't afford that. I'm 3 million in debt at the minute, no chance of getting that. So I decided to look at, well, these are the in-game ones, which is just a simple fence. It's got somewhere for you to tip the food, put the water in, and it holds 15 cows. But I managed to find one that's been modded a little bit, which is this thing here. Zoom out a little bit. So this thing it's been modded, but it's pretty much the same. Got a bit of a shelter over the food, and you can just see down this bottom corner, just in the corner there, you can see that the milk churns. So we can get milk from this, but this one has got water, as you can see in front, built in. It's plumbed in. So there's no need to put water in, and the capacity's been increased. It holds 40 cows. And the original one was 75,000, this one's 25. And I was just looking at this like I'm doing here, and obviously I'd got the money at the time, and I basically was just sort of looking around, and I kid you not, my controller slipped in my hand a bit. This is sort of like, I wasn't recording at the time it happened, and my controller slipped, and I grabbed it, and as I grabbed it, I pressed the button to buy it, and it plonked it down, and I was like, oh no, hadn't planned to get it. I was just looking around, having a look, you know, in between actual recording bits, just to see if it would fit anywhere. And then it basically happened. You know, it landed in not a bad place, which ended up here. But what confused me, I don't own the field. How did it manage to drop it on someone else's field? Because I own this, where you saw me get it wrong, and I thought that was barley, and I started doing oats, and the barley one was that one. I don't own that field. And the cow pasture dropped in. I was like, oh no, because it changes the ground and everything. I'm like, I've got autosave on. What's going to happen? So I had to run with it. I thought, and I must admit, it was quite good placed. Now, granted, it's not quite, you can see it's sunk in a little bit. They're only small anyway, but it's sunk in a little bit, and the food trough, it's not perfect, but it's here. There's not much I could do. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to put another one. Because the 40 cows each, bit of a gap in the middle. We've now got 80 cows, as you can see again. I didn't want to level it because it would really change the ground. But it shouldn't matter too much. We can still get the milk out there. The food they can still eat. Like an open trough thing at the back. So I kind of panicked a little bit, thinking, well, that's not my land. So what I had to do, I had to go in and buy. So all the blue bits, I now own. Hence the big amount of money. Because if that's someone else's land, well, they harvest it. For example, if they go and plant it, it's going to appear around the cow pastures and through the cow pastures. I don't understand how that's happened, but yeah, so I had to buy it. And I did a little bit of tweaking of the land because the field should have come over here a little bit and in here somewhere. But like I said, I kind of put a cow pasture on it by accident. So I redid the grass around here. I ploughed it out. Changed the field a slight bit, so it's now along here. And obviously we own this now, so this is another field of mine. So it's not bad. I'm quite liking it actually. Now it's happened. It was a mistake how it happened, but I'm glad it sort of happened. So I can technically, you know, get rid of these trees here, and when I've got all this land here, it just comes right down to the roadside. So I can put another cow pasture here if we want more, but I think 80 cows is going to be enough. Now I don't think we get slurry or manure from this, and I know you can put like a manure heap at the side, but I'm not sure if it will still give us manure or not, so we might leave that for now. All I'm really bothered about, we need milk, and milk is what we can get from this. So it wasn't a bad buy really, at 25,000 each, 50 grand for the two. Obviously the field, you know, there's a little bit more, but what my plan is is to go through this field. And instead of putting crops in, when I can afford, now I'm gonna leave it for a little bit, is to put grapevines in. Run them across this way and put the vines working their way up this way and cover the whole field in them. And then, when I can afford it, I'm thinking of getting this field and doing the same this way, running them down this way, but do olives and just fill the field. Again, they're not cheap. They're about, well, it depends how long the vine's going to be. But it's, yeah, they're quite expensive actually. It can be, I'm guessing from one end to the other is going to be about 10 grand per go. And obviously it'll get cheaper as the field gets smaller. But I think olives in this one. So olives in 52, grapes in 55. That way, I mean, we've still got to buy that yet, and it's 140,000. So yeah, it's not cheap. But I think that'd be good because then we can put the olives in our oil mill. We've got our oil mill over here. So we get olive oil. Grapes, if we get grapes, it's the grapes that we need, which then we'll have to buy, I think it's this one here, the grape processing unit. If we get grapes we can get grape juice from, but then also we get raisins, and raisins are the crucial elements which go into the cereal factory with oats and honey. And I think that's it, honey, oats, raisins. Oh, and corn. I think it's corn. I think it might be corn actually goes in as well. So it's the raisins which are the bit which is like stopping us at the minute, but we need grapevines for that. So that's a process for down the line, I think. But we can still use the field for now as just like a normal field. So that's pretty much up to date with everything that should have happened over the last episode that, like I said, went wrong. And it's not actually here. So I needed to explain. I know I've took up a lot of this episode doing this, and I apologize that I've had to do this. But I just thought if I started working around here, and I hadn't explained, you'd be like, whoa, hold on a minute. What's going on here? What's happened here? Where's this come from? Oh, I can't jump the fence this side, it's too tall. So that's where we're up to at the minute. Now, I need to get on and cultivate these fields because we've also got that needs harvesting as well. And like I said, we've still got an issue. If we go right down here and right back up to the top, there's a lot of productions in here now. We've got an issue with this, you see. The flour isn't going from the... Let's see, we're nearly maxed out on the flour. It won't distribute. I have had it set all this time to distribute throughout the last... Well, what was the last episode? It won't go anywhere. It just sits and keeps storing it. So something's broke, something's failed. So we are going to have to start picking up pallets now, storing them in the warehouse, and then we're going to have to literally take them out when we need them and move them about to different places and sell points and, you know, basically go and do our own deliveries to our own different productions, which is not a problem. You know, we can do that, no problem at all. So because we've got a lot of flour on the go, and there's still 21,000 litres, so we've got nearly 26,000 litres of flour. There's still 21,500 litres of oats to be processed for flour. I think for now I'm just going to put this in the silo. I think that's the best bet. So let's just see if we can quickly flick through here. We'll get into the combine and we'll go and quickly harvest that. We'll add more straw into the silo. Why not? Because we're short of that, aren't we? And then we need to do some cultivating as well. So we might have to cut some of these down because the episode's running away as it is. And it was a lot of me just explaining what was going on, but it needed to be done. I needed to keep you in the loop of what's happened. Right, that's ready to go. So I've just realized that I didn't show you the new fields. So let's go and have a quick speed walk through here. Go straight through the lake. Watch your feet. And over here. This is our new field. You know what? Let's have a look from the sky. Let's go up into the sky and have a look. This is the fields. So this is the one I said to you I wanted to buy. The two together. That's a fair size. That's going to be a lot of canola. It's currently growing in there at the minute. If we just walk over it, you'll see at the bottom corner it's growing. Stage 1 to 8, so it's only just started. But boy, next year we're going to have a massive harvest of canola there, which is going to go straight over to the mill, the oil mill. Some nice oil from that. And then this one here, This is the grass field. Not quite as big, but potentially all this here is part of it. So because it's grass, we can use this as well. It won't be quite as good. But I've got a funny feeling that's going to be enough grass to keep, you know, the 80 cows that we can potentially have going. We've already got 213,000 litres of silage, so I'm not sure if we're going to need to ferment any. I've got the grass because I don't know if we need grass for the cows. I'm not sure until we buy the cows. I don't know what they take. And I'm not sure what the TMR, like, rations are. Is it hay, silage? And is it, do we need grass as well? I'm not 100%. I know we need straw. But I think it's hay, straw, silage. I think. But, you know, at least have some grass in stock just in case. So that won't be far off, actually. Grass, obviously, as you know, we can harvest pretty much all year round. But if we just go on here and have a quick look across to the growth, yeah, you can see that's light. That's pretty much dark green. That's red, nearly ready to go. So probably next month that'll be ready to go. Or it might be later today if I unfreeze time. But first we need to go and do some harvesting of some wheat. So back at the combine then, we're just going to go straight in. I'm going to time lapse this. We're going to see if we can try and get this done and not make this episode too long. Most of it of me just rambling on about what's going on. So let's get to it.
I'm staying in bed thinking back on us and everything that went wrong. Never said goodbye, think I broke your trust, should've known this all along. Don't wanna be the one that you're trying to avoid. I'm feeling so confused, why did I act so annoyed? 'Cause I don't wanna be strangers, baby. The next time when we meet, and oh, it dawned on me. What we had was gold, and you gotta know I was standing on the border. The walls around me kept me safe. I couldn't see that I was shutting you out. I was stuck up and proud, but I'm waking up now. Do you know that I need you? I'm waking up now. You gotta know that I need you. Up, but it's time for me to be dropping down my defense. I realize I wasn't there for real. What I did didn't make any sense. How can I get you close? I see why you'd be so cold, but you need to forget everything that I've told you. 'Cause I ain't playing it low-key, baby. I'll bring you right back home. And oh, it dawned on me. Yeah, yes it did.
So I've got to admit then, I'm mighty impressed that them two fields have yielded really well. You can see the screen at the bottom, it's just full of like dark green, which means that the yield is just phenomenal. And we've got a full trailer, which is around about 40,000 litres, another 14,500 in the full combine here, and a little bit more left. Oh, I forgot we're going fast. A little bit more left on the still to harvest. Yeah, 40,000 litres here. 14.5 in the combine, and just a little bit, we couldn't quite get to the end, just a little bit more left. So we're going to go dump this into the silo. I think that's the best place, just store it all for now. We can take it from there if need be. I decided to go for this trailer. I initially was going to go for the big belly dump truck, but I thought, nah, it's just going to be well too big. We're not going to get enough. And granted, yeah, it still would have been well too big. It holds 100,000 litres. But I must admit, I thought, you know what, I did that mistake last time, and we got just over 42,000 litres off them 4 fields of oats. I thought, this isn't going to be quite as good, so we'll just we'll go for this one. But I'm quite surprised when it was going through, and you can see just the numbers just racing up. I was very surprised at how good it was. So we'll go empty the combine, and we'll just finish off our last little bit. There's not going to be much there, but unfortunately, just couldn't quite get it. And then it's time to get the straw up. So I'll see you back in this field when we're getting the straw up. So the grand total then of all the wheat that we got, because we had nothing in the silo of wheat, just in them 2 fields, 54,711 litres. That's not bad going at all. I'm just in here in the new shed as well. You can see all the solar panels on the roof. That's pretty cool, that is. Very expensive shed though, about £150,000. But it's well worth it. 480 back each month. We're just sitting there, so why not? So we've got this then. We're going to open her up. And we're going to go through and get all the straw and just add it to the collection of straw that we've got, so we can just whiz around here pretty quick. Now, this, like I said, this episode, if you've made it this far, this episode has been a little bit different from normal. I do apologise that most of it was just explaining what had gone on, but it was due to the missed episode. I had to go through and show you what was going on. I just don't think it would have been fair to suddenly just dump it on you and gone, oh, well, hang on a minute. Because you're going to feel like you've missed one. Because technically you have. I wanted just to go through and put you all in the picture. So in the next episode, hopefully, we should be able to get back on track. Be able to get some more actual farming jobs done and not just have a guided tour. I'm quite looking forward to using the old Pallet Warehouse. That does look like quite a cool little feature, that does. I like that. Also, I found something new as well. It's an open garden. And it's a bit like the greenhouse, but you can also do other different like crops in there. And one that's just been like updated literally before I started this recording is it's now got the ability to do sugar beet in the open garden. I mean, that's pretty cool. We were on about doing sugar beets. We've got a field there, but I'm just wondering if it might be easier, instead of like a field of sugar beet, get the open garden. I don't know what's involved with that. I think it's just water, I think you have to put seed in it and fertilizer and stuff like that. But again, I'm not sure. Until you buy it, I don't really know. But it might be easier than actually... Well, I mean, we've got to put it somewhere. That's the problem with all these things. We've got to find somewhere to actually house the open garden. We could put it at the back of the new yard, next to the Pallet Warehouse. There's a space there, because obviously it's all been flattened for the Pallet Warehouse, so we could do that. You know, just next to the Pallet Warehouse there. It would fit there okay. And I'll show you in a second. We'll just go and put this over here. That's all that done. Let's fold it all up. Another 226,000 litres. So we're doing alright for straw. We've got no issues with straw. I don't know how much is in here altogether, actually. We're going to have a quick look in a second. We'll just dump this in here. Turn it around nice and tight. There we go. This will empty pretty quick. I love the empty feature on this one. So I thought of putting everything in here, like the silage and the hay and all that in here, because when you do the mix, you want it to be a little bit more slower. That fermenter's got a hell of a dumping speed, and you want it to be a little bit more slower because you need to put in certain measures. So we'll get to that at some point when we get the cows. Obviously we've got the pastures now. We just need to go and buy the cows. Money's a little bit tight at the minute. 3.2 million in debt, so I want to try and see if we can sort a few little bits out first. Maybe sell a few things to try and like boost the money up a little bit. So let's have a quick look and see then what we got now in here. 18,000 litres of milk. That's because obviously when I said in the previous episode I had to go and fill up the donut and the bakery. That was what was left over. 237 of silage, 119,000 of hay, and 675,000 litres of straw. Ooh, my word. But yeah, I think we're doing perfectly fine for straw. We're not going to run out of this. Now, obviously, because, you know, the silo holds a lot. I can't remember what. I'm sure I've said in one of the episodes, I can't remember. Was it 5 million or 20 million? I think it might have been 5. We shouldn't need to worry, really. We've got plenty of space to go in there. Pull this one forward a little bit. We'll drop that there, and we'll just turn the tractor off for now. If we're going to have a look in constructions here, and if we go and have a look in, I think it's productions, and yeah, greenhouse. It's in the greenhouse section. We can also put one of these in. Whoa. Now, again, I'm not sure about this because it's quite a process, but it's maple syrup farm. So I don't know if I can actually get down to show you, but you've got the little buckets there. and it produces maple syrup. I mean, how cool is that? So that's something else we can do if we want, but it's quite a slow process. You just put water in and you get maple syrup in like pallets, but they don't hold much. I think it's like 250 liters per pallet, so it's not really much. It's not going to help us really. But this is the little beauty. So just actually looking here, it does actually say here now, it will give us sugar beet, potatoes, corn, sunflower, lettuce, cotton, strawberries, I think that's soybean, and Tommy's. And all we've got to do is put in seed, fertilizer, manure, and water. So we obviously would have to, seed would have to maybe buy. Same with the fertilizer. Same with the manure actually, because we're not sure if the cows are going to give it or not. But I was just thinking it could just sit up here. You know, it's nice and flat up here. Just simply one little garden up here. We could bunch them up actually. They're 2,000 each, so not too bad. We could bunch it up a little bit. We're only going to get down this side for water, and then the pallets at the front. We could end up putting 2 in, although it's starting to rise up a little bit there. So maybe just 1. I don't know. Depends if we actually really need it. I mean, it could be good for potatoes. I don't know if we're going to need any potatoes in a minute. Sugar beet, that's what I was thinking. We could, you know, have the field back, and depends if this will give us enough for sugar beet. Cotton, this could be good for cotton as well, because then we could look at getting the spinnery. There's so many things we could sort of look at doing with this one. But I think for now, that's probably going to wrap up this episode. It's a little bit different, so apologies for this one. Hopefully back to normal on the next one. Cultivating to do. There's a lot of things we need to do as well. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like as well if you are liking this series and liking this episode. Leave your comments as well and let me know your feedback on this. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn the bell notification on to keep updated every time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.